Hello friends, today we're going to do somewhat of a serious video on Sam Hyde of $1 Million Extreme. Now, I initially did not want to do this video, but I keep seeing this guy's face on 4chan's TV, 4chan's poll, 4chan's RNK. You get the point, right? So people like to link to this guy's videos or use his face for reaction images or shooting hoaxes or stuff like that, right? So the reason I'm making this video is because when you look up who is Sam Hyde or what is $1 Million Extreme, you get a BuzzFeed video, a Young Turks video, or a shitty documentary that used the word NPC, Jewish imagery, and just plain misinformation about $1 Million Extreme as well. Or just plain irrelevant fucking videos that have nothing to do with MDE, Sam Hyde, or videos that come straight from Sam Hyde himself. And there's no videos that talk about him and his history, and I wanted to make a video based on that. So I apologize if you don't want to see a serious video. So with that being said, who is Sam Hyde and what is $1 Million Extreme? The group gained notoriety in small internet communities such as 4chan in the early 2010s, and their videos often feature bizarre language and absurd graphics. Much of MDE's appeal revolved around their confrontational style, especially with how they interacted with people who weren't in on the joke. It felt really alternative and gritty, and especially funny. Sam Hyde in particular gained wider notoriety for a various amount of public pranks that he did. One of those stunts was in 2013 when he did a TEDx talk titled 2070 Paradigm Shift, which mocked stereotypical TEDx or TED Talk jargon and made somewhat of a meta joke around them. And it made a splash within the alternative comedy scene, and he gained some notoriety due to these public pranks. So while he did gain some notoriety for his fake panels, the same could not be said for his 2013 Boston set, where he read off a bunch of facts against homosexuality with the intent of making the audience leave. So big themes in his videos and his stand-up sets and his persona is themes relating to race-related issues, politics, and conspiracies. So do I think that Sam Hyde is a racist? I'm not really sure, to be honest, because when being interviewed by a gay guy, he said this: "I'm not some virulent homophobe or something. I'm a guy that wants to make funny stuff. The thing about it is, it's genuinely tough to make funny and insightful material. You mentioned a beautiful moment from the show. I think that as my career has gone on, my friends and I have been generating more and more beautiful and poignant moments. That's not to say that everything we do is genius, but along the way there's a lot of broken eggshells. There's a lot of things we've said that's retarded or not funny or goes over the line. That's what happens when you are trying to do what we do. And we tend to slant more out of bounds than other people do. So if people get pissed off in the process, that sucks. That's not a good thing." And to be frank, even if this guy was a racist homophobe, I don't really give a shit, because this guy is a lot worse than that. He's nothing more than a hypocritical leech to his fans, and his political commentary, videos, tweets, and stand-up sets are nothing more than surface-level ideologies from 4chan, mainly poll. To the Sam Hyde fanboys out there, this is the part where you call me a spick, a wetback, an illegal, or maybe even a goblino, or some other 4chan buzzword that's new. Moving on. And to be completely honest, I don't really care about his political opinions or his satirical view on politics. However, what does annoy me is his view on Jews. Now, to be completely honest, I do not give a fuck about the Jewish conspiracy one way or the other. However, Sam's views on money-hungry Jews and Jews wanting to normalize pedophilia are pretty fucking hilarious given his own actions.
I'm familiar with the new thing about normalizing pedophilia.
Yeah.
So there's these articles that are like, I'm the pedophile, you're the monster, stuff like that, and it's like, well, you know what, if they're not actually touching kids, it's not that bad. It's just the guy's got a sexual orientation. It's not a mental aberration. It's not something that needs to be, wiped out somehow. It's just a thing. And this Pizzagate stuff, surprise, surprise, it's like fucking all the British elites are proven pedophiles, at least. I wonder about American ones. But so Normalize It is one of our sketches. So it's us sitting at a table.
Tim Heidecker is not gonna like
on
that.
the other side of the table is like a very Jewy looking guy, and then there's a guy in the shadows, like cloaked, like in the background. Okay.
Wow.
And so the Jewy guy's like, hey guys, Season 1 was great, okay? Very controversial. Made a lot of headlines, all right? Real good stuff. Look, I like the stuff about making fun of blacks. You did it. Wow, that's awesome. Hey, we have no problem with that. It's just fucking fine. So listen, there's a thing. We gotta talk about a thing. There's a thing. And I'll say, look, Moishi, just spit it out. We drank the goat's blood, okay? We prayed to Satan. We did all the shit that you do, okay? We're here for the long haul, okay? Just tell us what you want. Just be specific. Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, here's the deal. This is gonna sound a little crazy, but it's about pedophiles. It's about pedophiles. He wants to make fun of pedophiles. He wants to make pedophile jokes. Is it funny? Like Brett Gelman making jokes about molesting children. No, it's not that. We're trying to make it so it's like and the guy in the shadows goes, "We want to make pedophilia normal."
There's a long list of women who have accused, and not only have they accused, they've posted evidence of him being a predatory pedophile / hebephile. And I'm going to start off this story with someone named Marky. Now, I'm not going to say her full name, nor am I going to show her full name, nor am I going to post her full name. So back in 2015, someone on the TV board on 4chan posted claiming that they knew a woman who was in a relationship with Sam Hyde, who was 18 at the time. Now, I'm going to put it on the screen, however, I don't think that it's very substantial, nor is it clear proof of anything, as it's an anonymous post. However, what happens next is that someone posts a reply to that, and says this: "Holy shit, dude, are you me? I also knew a girl who lost her virginity to Sam. She told me he was really bad to her, but she still went out of her way to do things for him. She was also fucking 16 years old, man. Like, fuck. I've hated the guy ever since, knowing how much of a dipshit he is. Fucking hate seeing all these fucking MDE threads." And just to be clear to you MDE brainlets out there, these two posts are talking about two different women. One is an anonymous woman in the first post, and the second one is about Marky. So moving on. This guy posts a few conversation screenshots that Sam Hyde had with Marky. And then the final image that he posts in the thread is an image supposedly of Marky and Sam Hyde. And this image is kind of important because at the time, there was no substantial proof or evidence of Sam Hyde sleeping with his underage fans. And it wasn't really until a year or two later that the full images of Marky and Sam Hyde together were posted in full. So shortly after that, another girl comes out and claims that he cheated on her when she was 18 with younger women. And this is what Sam Hyde had to say: "From now on, any sex romance gossip is going to be removed and get you banned. There's something really sick and feminine and snake-like about being fixated on what some other guy is doing with his dick. It's no accident this post is coming around at 2 a.m. when your hormones are all out of whack. Go to bed. Having some bitch cunt tell people I raped her because she was mad that I cheated is bad enough without reading all your commentary on it. Wow, I guess Sam is really as fucked up as he pretends to be. Guess you have to separate the art from the artist. Fuck any of you who trust some anonymous slut over me. Stop watching my videos if that's the case. Stop acting like broads. If you like this rant, please make sure you pitch in at..." And then his Patreon link is there. Whatever. So Sam doesn't really admit to rape, but he does admit to cheating, who I'm assuming is Marky. And a lot of you may be wondering, how do I know that Marky is underage? Well, some 4chan users posted her public voting records along with her date of birth, and it showed that she was around 15 or 16 at the time she met Sam Hyde. And if you still don't believe me, and if you still think that this is fake, or made up, or I photoshopped something, there's a video of Sam Hyde talking about this specific girl, which directly coincides with the screenshots that were posted on TV, might I add. So I'll show it right now.
Yeah, I remember. She was a tight little piece, okay? I remember that girl. Very fresh, milkmaid skin, big milky jugs. She didn't know what to do with them. She was... Ooh-wee. She was a prude, though. She wouldn't do anything, except one day I rolled up wearing a Citizen watch, full Ross, and I think you know what happened next. Fucking took the anus, bro. The anus. Told her not to eat anything, but she still ate something, and there was a turd in her ass, and totally turned me off forever. This perfect little cutie. She was a perfect She was a 9.6 for real, not exaggerating. Told her not to eat anything. Took her anal virginity. Citizen Ross, okay? She had a turd in her ass. Totally ruined it forever. Totally ruined it forever.
So that covers Marky and Sam. But wait, there's more. 2018, a girl posted on 4chan's TV board with this. I saw him from January until early May, and he didn't even make me come once. He has a girlfriend, but apparently was using me as a placeholder until her college academic year was over and she came back. He still snuck out to see me a few times as friends in the last few weeks before I made a fake Facebook to look for an air conditioner. I don't have one attached to my actual identity. Looked up his ex to see if my suspicions were correct, and saw that indeed she was living in the same city as me/Sam and was in a relationship. He came over last night and cried in my backyard like a little bitch. Here's a picture of the first MDE book he gave me. The one I threw in the trash along with my Sam Hyde shirt when we initially broke up in May. He gave me another one when we met up again as friends a few weeks ago, but I returned that last night too. I told him I wouldn't post about him, but what he did was so deranged that it was almost unfathomable. I even took in 4 of his rats and still clean up after them and feed them daily. I love them, but unfortunately one of them is sick. I gave him innumerable opportunities to come clean because I could sense something wasn't right. He is a narcissistic liar, and I didn't even want to look at him or touch him once I found out what he was doing. He is a narcissistic liar, and I didn't even want to look at him or touch him once I found out what he was doing. Won't mention weird sexual quirks of his address, or post nudes, but just know your hero is kind of a scumbag. He knew I was a huge fan. So one can argue that this is an anonymous post on an anonymous image board and proves nothing. Yet when we look at her image that coincides with her story, we can see something else. So first off, what we see is some lovey-dovey bullshit on the first page of an MDE book that anyone can write. But the thing that kind of seals the deal for this kind of story, or this post at least, is that the autograph on the bottom right, it's clearly fucking Sam Hyde's autograph. And you might be asking yourself, Ricky, how are you so sure that this is Sam Hyde's autograph? How are you so sure that someone didn't just forge it? Okay, so first off, when reverse image searching the image, it just leads to absolutely nothing. There's no results. So this is the only place where it could have originated from. Secondly, I've never seen this image before or after this post during my 7 years on 4chan. And keep in mind that this post was last year, by the way. Secondly, it's extremely difficult to forge an autograph. And I say this because I collect autographs, I sell autographs, and I pay my fucking rent with autographs. So it's extremely difficult to forge an autograph, especially something as complicated as this one. And before you fucking fanboys say that this is some sort of photoshopped autograph on a photoshopped book or something, I even overlaid the most similar autograph on the book to show you this is a genuine signature. And even if this was fake, why would someone fake a post on TV with a photoshopped image in 2018, which coincides with everything Sam's done, everything Sam's known for one fucking reply on 4chan's TV board, then never post it again and even delete the post out of regret that Sam would see it? It just makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Okay? But moving on. Let's move on. Another girl has came out and accused Sam Hyde of abuse. Okay, so this person says, "Oh, you mean the same Sam Hyde who threatened my life and said if I told anyone about a sick kick, he'd kill me? All that I screenshotted and saved and sent to Adult Swim? Yeah, that guy's real funny. To watch him squirm when the truth was shown and his show got cancelled." Then someone says, "This sounds extremely made up." She replies, "So, you saw what I posted and your first impression is to deny it. Though he's basically been accused of this even in the workplace, i.e. Adult Swim blacklisting him, I think even if you think I made it up, the guy's got a really bad track record, so you prove he didn't?" And this guy replies, "I happen to know it's very easy to spoof phone numbers, and his phone number is fairly public, and I already have it. You have call logs or actual recordings? DM me a recording of him threatening you and I'll believe it. And I'll keep it private. Otherwise, I think it's likely bullshit." Then she says, "I don't have to prove anything to you for one. I'm posting for the women who know and have seen this pattern because he does the exact same shit to every girl I've spoken to. In the absence of any actual evidence, I'm forced to assume you're full of shit. Most people with working brains will do the same. Which is what the guy said. Then she goes on to post some conversations she had with Sam Hyde, and him pretty much begging for a blowjob, and then when he doesn't get the blowjob, he starts insulting her. So, like, it's a pretty fucking obvious pattern that we're seeing, but moving on. Let's move on. Okay, so that kind of covers the hebephilia/pedophilia thing. But there's a lot of proof that Sam has scammed his employers, his editors, and even his friends. But one I want to talk about is of someone he was working with, and I think it's really fucking shitty to do. So this person posts on 8chan, I was never supposed to be there to be a maid. I came there to do miscellaneous shit. Be a personal chef and help with the video game. Laugh at me all you want, but I'm a web programmer and went to school for computer science/multimedia software design, and I sure as hell know a lot more than any of those faggots knew about making a video game. I have a cushy job now that I left designing software. Sam was never supposed to live there, and since I didn't want to live in a pigsty, I was quickly demoted to spending 5 hours a day cleaning up after entitled faggots and doing 5 loads of laundry a day. I expressed to him that I felt like a maid and not a friend anymore toward the end, and thinking about leaving because nothing he said happened how it was supposed to, according to his word. Since I'm not some trust fund asshole, I'm used to doing practical shit that none of them could really do or would help with. I initially did all the decorating, ordered shit for the office, and assembled a bunch of furniture and whatever we needed later because Sam couldn't put shit together or do anything practical to save his life. After Sam moved in, I was also doing all the shopping, preparing all the food, helping with shooting stuff, and I found all the costume shit for KSTV2, which was on a budget of about $300. I got paid $1,200 a month for buying food and other shit we needed there, and that's all I got on the promise that I'd get a big payout and a percentage of profits when I left. I was also responsible for any little shit tasks Sam needed done and finding cool clothes for him. He promised me $60,000 at first and then gave me a Bitcoin for Christmas, which he stole back. When he was trying to kick me out, he tried to lowball me at $5,000 and we settled at $30,000, which is where those phony checks came from. It sounds like a lot, I guess, but I've done marketing, promotion, costume, random art shit for Sam for like 9 years. I wasn't the only one he lured with a lot of money and then scammed either. It happened to his editor/music dude before these last shit videos happened, and then I knew it was about to happen to me, which is why I started realizing he was going to rip me off and reached out privately to James, who either knowing or unknowingly helped him scam me as well. Alright, so this is pretty far-fetched, right? It's an anonymous post on 8chan of all things. However, I did do some digging and I found the bounced checks themselves. And here is one of them on the screen, my friends. And the next screenshot is the check being bounced. And you might be wondering, are these real? Are these genuine? Did I Photoshop them? No. Because if you look at the top left of the check, you'll see Com98 LLC. Okay? And when you Google Com98 LLC, you will see it is tied to, you guessed it, Samuel Hyde. And when you look up Com98 on Reddit, you'll see that the subreddit is tied to, you guessed it, Sam Hyde. So not only is Sam Hyde a pedophile/hebephile, he's a fucking lying con man as well. And at this point, I honestly would not be surprised if he's faking this whole white nationalist comedic persona for the sake of money and to take advantage of you, a 4chan user, or whoever's watching this is a Sam Hyde fanboy, okay? And there's also a lot of rumors of him having sex with transgender women consistently. However, I did not feel like I had enough proof or evidence of that, so I did not put it in the video. But you can do your own digging if you want to and do whatever you want, right? But I just wanted to put stuff with substantial evidence in the video. Okay, so I wanted to talk about something that people are going to bring up. Okay, so if he's a pedophile, as I'm claiming that he is, why has none of this came out? Why has no one talked about this in the video? And why do people still worship this guy so much? To be quite honest, it's pretty much an open secret on the Sam Hyde or MDE generals on 4chan and 8chan. It's just that the evidence is kind of scattered throughout the various image boards and no one has bothered to, I'd say put the pieces together to form a coherent article or an infographic or a video, since it's a lot of effort to find this information, and I'm assuming professional journalists don't want to waste time digging on image boards such as 4chan or 8chan for a guy that makes mediocre political skits. Now, to summarize the video, I just think it's very hypocritical to criticize Jews of normalizing pedophilia when you participate in acts of pedophilia/hebephilia. I think it's hypocritical to call the downfall of white family values when you participate in hookup culture with teenagers. I think it's hypocritical to call out gays and that their faggot brain are messed up when you hook up with transgender women. I think it's hypocritical to call out Jewish media censorship when you censor any mention of any of this on your old subreddit, and I'm assuming you're going to do the same on your new subreddit, your new Twitter, your new YouTube, your second YouTube, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And knowing Sam's track record, he's going to try and get this video deleted, he's going to try and get this video censored, he's going to try and take down this video using copyright, I'm assuming. And if that does happen, I'm going to just remove the clips that I used from his videos and just quote them directly. And if that does happen, which I'm assuming it will, then I'll re-upload and I'll see what I can do. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.